Okay, so mitosis produces two daughter cells. That contain the exact same number of chromosomes as the original parent cell. Okay, so we're going to go on. We're going to go on to DNA. So the definition of the DNA molecule. So it contains genetic information. Your example. We have DNA replication, consisting of two complementary strands of nitrogen base pairs. Okay, you have to remember the structure is a double helix. Also known as a twisted ladder. Okay, definition of DNA replication. So it's a process that transforms one DNA molecule into two identical copies. Okay, so we have DNA replication right here. We have the two old ones, this is the original, and we have the two new ones being replicated. In order to have these two unwind from each other and have the new ones attach, enzymes are used to unwind it. Okay, so each old copy is a template for the new copy. Okay, are we ready to move on? Be sure to keep up with the notes.
I'm trying, but your handwriting is all smushed up together, so I made it into a really long word.
Whenever we finish them, can we put them in the turn-in tray so we don't lose them?
Mm-hmm. You also have your black folders.
I still got one in my backpack.
Okay. Okay. Changes in the cell. So we start off with disruption of the cell cycle. So loss of control within the cell cycle can lead to diseases like cancer.
What is that word saying for cycle?
Can. Yeah, let me zoom it back out. So we have on our example. When you have uncontrollable cell division, it can result in the formation and spread of tumors.
It's a bird in here.
No, it's the vet goes up there. Okay, now we have cell differentiation. So if we were to place a normal cell from your hair and put it in your stomach, it wouldn't automatically become a stomach cell. It's already been specialized to become a hair cell. So once it's already set for its job, it can't do anything else. A cell that does not have a job, they're called undifferentiated. They're also known as totipotent.
So what do? They just kind of do nothing?
They're like the spinal cells when they're first born, the umbilical cells. So when the kids have any kind of tumors or any cancers, they use the cell transplants, and then they become the new ones that are fresh and healthy.
Is that why some people take their umbilical cord and they
Umbilical cord blood.
and they freeze it or whatever?
Yep. Okay, so cell differentiation process by which genetically identical, cells become more specialized.
Can you like pick it up a little more so?
Mm-hmm. So we have blood cells. Okay, FYI, if you guys didn't hear it the first time, it's also being recorded.
You can hear whatever they're gonna.
I don't know.
We're not even loud.
No, I'm just saying, just in case.
Is it just you right now? Just say hey. Hi, my name's Daniel.
I probably heard that.
So a leg muscle cannot become a heart muscle. Even though they're both muscles, they both have specific function. One's cardiac, one's muscular.
Oh, that's kind of silly.
Mm-hmm.
I tried the second one.
Okay, you guys remember when we did the books of biomolecules and you had to cut them out and put them in the different parts of the book? You had nucleic acids, carbohydrates, proteins, and lipids. Well, here's your review of those. Okay, what does mono mean?
One.
One. So mono means one. And what does di mean?
Two.
So di means two. We have a disaccharide and a monosaccharide. What does poly mean?
1 and 4.
More than two, so it's three or more. So it's multiple chains. Okay. So can you guys see where you get monosaccharide? You only have one molecule. Disaccharide, two molecules stuck together. And then we have the polysaccharide where you have a chain of them. So we have our carbohydrates. Their structure. It contains carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen. The ratio is always going to be 1 to 2 to 1. You're always going to have one carbon to two hydrogen to, to two oxygen to one hydrogen. You have the one carbon. Right here? The ratio. You're always going to have one carbon to 2 oxygens to 1 hydrogen. That's going to be your ratio. 1 to 2 to 1.
Oh, I thought it was 1 I, 2 I, 1.
Oh.
That's not
Okay, so your function is your energy source. So we have like our monosaccharide, like glucose. How do we know if something's a sugar?
Oh, because it has O's.
Yes, so it ends in O's.
For a minute, I thought your fan also running because on the screen it has like little blinking green light. Something on too.
Okay, structural molecules like cellulose. Where can you find cellulose at?
In your cells.
In plants as well.
Really?
Mhm.
I think I knew.
So everyone got that?
Oh my gosh, I planted my watermelon in my mom's flower bed. She got kind of high.
Okay, we done? We done already, Alexis? Okay. Now we have lipids. Just like the lining of your cells, phospholipid bilayers, where you had your hydrophilic and hydrophobic. Okay, so this also contains carbon, hydrogen, and hydrogen. Okay, it's insoluble. Okay, so your lipids are steroids.
I thought lipids were fat.
Mm-hmm.
So how are steroids fat? Don't they build your muscles?
They have to build it somehow.
I thought fat and muscles are two different things. Like when you
There's good fat and there's bad fat. Everybody needs fat. Even the biggest bodybuilder.
Well, yeah, no,
Yeah.
I know. I'm just saying, like, you know, like my dad just been working out, but he does a lot of like weightlifting,
Mm-hmm.
and he doesn't lose any weight because it all goes to the muscle.
Mm-hmm. But that's also part of the diet too. His energy is being converted, so he has a very strict diet. He's probably taking high amounts of vitamins and minerals as well, right? So you have like a little cup that he takes with vitamins and whatnot, and that little thing. Okay, so that everything he's being used is already being burned, and then he still adds more muscle because he's in the negatives, you can say. Like he took 1,000 calories, but he burned 1,500. So that's where his muscle buildup is. He has no extra stored. Make a little bit of sense? Okay, so it's also a source of energy. See here, it's part of your cell membrane. That's where you get your phospholipid bilayer I just mentioned. You have the protective coating on leaves. That's that wax. It's also a chemical messenger. That's your cholesterol. So your cell is made up a whole bunch of these stuck together. Okay, so now you have your proteins. Your enzymes and hormones. Okay, so we have carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. And sometimes sulfur. Okay, so it's also a structural molecule. Like your keratin in your nails. It's an enzyme. It's a hormone. It's a transport molecule. What's hemoglobin? Anyone know what hemoglobin is? Come on, guys.
Is it a protein?
It's your blood. Hemo.
I don't get it.
Hemoglobin. It's your blood.
Why don't they just call it what?
Because of different parts of your blood. Yep. Okay, in order to tell the protein chain from anything else, always look for your nitrogen. Okay, nucleic acid. So that's your DNA and RNA. So we have our carbon, we have a phosphate, we have nitrogen, okay, it's going to be a double helix. for DNA. Oh, it's going to be linear for RNA. It's the carrier of genetic proteins. I'm sorry, of genetic information. Contains the instructions for protein synthesis. So this is one side of a double helix or one side of an RNA strand. This is only one section. You're always going to have your phosphate group, your ribose. You're always going to have a bond with your base. These will always be the same. Your bases will always change. Your DNA, you're going to have A to T, C to G. For DNA, you're going to have A to U, C to G. Okay, last part. Okay, so organic molecule organization. So another FYI, it's being recorded. Just throwing it out there. Okay, so molecule that is found in living systems. Your example is C6H12O6. Found in long chains. Usually containing carbon. Okay, we have small organic molecules
his leg?
Huh?
It hit someone down his leg?
Yeah. Not right now. It was a while back before he got hurt.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Lord help me.
Okay, so that's the end of the notes. tomorrow you're going to get a worksheet. So keep up with the notes. These will be uploaded again to YouTube and on the Facebook page.